And it is certainly my pleasure to welcome you today to today's Spring Campus Assembly. And it is great to see so many people who are joining us this afternoon to hear a little bit about the accomplishments and the directions of the University of Alabama, both past and as we look forward. We do have a couple of special guests that I do want to introduce today. First of all, we have Dr. Roger Sayers. Roger, if you'd stand up, please. We have known each other for a good while, a long time. We won't go into the years, will we? Indeed. We also have Alex Smith and his wife Donna who are with us, and Alex is the National Alumni Association president. And Calvin Brown, who's the Director of Alumni Affairs, and we're fortunate he is in town today because he serves so many of our alumni all over the country, and we appreciate all that the Alumni Association does for the university. It's a great outreach for us. Again, to start with, we have, and I know each one of you have a program, but we have a few awards that we make at our spring assembly, and I'm happy to do that now. To begin with, we have the Roger Sayers Award, which recognizes extraordinary service to the University of Alabama. The award is named in honor of President Roger Sayers, who led this university from 1988 to 1996. And during that time, the university saw a great change in our exposure, great change in our growth, and certainly we owe Dr. Sayers an awful lot for that leadership that he provided during that time. So this year, the 2017 Roger Sayers Award is presented to Dr. Bennett Lee Bearden. Dr. Bearden, please come up. And as he's making his way up, I want to say a few words about him. Dr. Bearden is a three-time graduate of the university, earning a Bachelor of Science degree in Geography, a Bachelor and Master's degree in Geology. He also holds a JD from the Birmingham School of Law and a JSD in International Water Resource Law from the University of the Pacific. Dr. Bearden is founding director of the University of Alabama Water Policy and Law Institute, a faculty scholar in water law and policy at the University of Alabama School of Law, and an associate research professor in the Department of Geography. As a professor, Dr. Bearden teaches innovative courses in water resource management and law and public policy development. His record of service at the university and the state of Alabama is exemplary. He has been and remains a key player in the advancement of water policy in the state and a strong leader in the expansion of the Capstone's role in the water arena, and certainly our new Water Research Institute. As past chairman of the Alabama Water Agency's working group, Dr. Bearden served as an effective leader and key policy advisor in developing a framework that will support the state's emerging water management plan. He is also the co-author and co-editor of Cases and Materials on Water Law, a leading national resource book on water law and policy. Dr. Bearden serves as an effective spokesperson on the importance of water policy and management using the visibility of the university's contributions across the state. Nominators praised his strong commitment to establishing the UA Water Policy and Law Institute as a nationally recognized institute that promotes interdisciplinary approach to science, policy, and law to address global water issues. It is my pleasure to present the Roger Sayers Distinguished Service Award to Dr. Bennett Lee Bearden. The Dr. Minnie C. Miles Endowed Excellence Award honors non-faculty administrative employees who have performed in an exemplary manner, exceeding the expectations set for their position and fostering the mission of the university. Dr. Miles fostered these characteristics in her students and encouraged them, along with their strong performance of colleagues during her esteemed career at the Culverhouse College of Commerce. This year, the 2017 Dr. Minnie C. Miles Endowed Excellence Award goes to Lisa Joyner. These are always a surprise, which is the best part of this. Let me tell you all a little bit about Lisa. Lisa is a senior grant and contract specialist in the Office of Sponsored Programs within the Office of Vice President for Research and Economic Development. Her commitment to go above and beyond her normal job duties to advance the mission of the University of Alabama was highly commended among her nominators. In addition to providing detailed administrative and professional support for grant proposals, she works tirelessly with new faculty to make them feel comfortable, and from the beginning of the process to the submission of proposals. Her knowledge of grant proposal policies and procedures is exceptional. She gives attention to every detail and stays informed of the rules and regulations of proposal for every agency, which is a lot. Lisa's ability to provide such detailed support puts faculty at ease, allowing them to focus on the content of their proposals. She is known for her handling of unexpected issues, and as a faculty member, as I wrote proposals, there was always some of those. And she was always able to handle stressful situations in a calm and positive manner while producing high-quality work around the firm deadlines. Above all, Lisa is passionate about the success of the university and its faculty. Her dedication to seeing others succeed made it possible for the University of Alabama to continue as a leader of higher education in our state, but also of the nation. It is my pleasure to present the Dr. Minnie C. Miles Endowed Excellence Award to Lisa Joyner. Well, that was great. Well, next on your agenda, one of the things that we like to include as part of our spring address is to visit with each of our assemblies and to let them provide their perspective of what's going on within their assemblies and how, as a university, we're moving forward through their work. So we will hear reports first from our Faculty Senate. That will be followed by our Professional Staff Assembly, then our Office Clerical and Technical Staff Assembly, and finally the Student Government Association. And we'll begin with Donna Meester, and then each of the others will come forward and introduce themselves as they're speaking.
Thank you, Dr. Bell. I should probably start off with an apology. I lied. Please don't impeach me. When I last spoke to you, I told you that would be the last time that you would have to listen to me. At that time, I certainly did not plan to be standing here again. However, I am honored to be here and excited to report to you the activities of the Faculty Senate this past year. As always, the Senate welcomed a variety of speakers that addressed a wide range of faculty concerns and interests. These included, but is not limited to, Brett Johnson, representing the Alabama Higher Ed Partnership, R.B. Walker, UA's lobbyist in Montgomery, Coach Bill Battle and John Deaver from athletics, and almost all of the vice presidents, and some on more than one occasion, brave people, Provost Whitaker, President Bell, and Chancellor Hayes. Our relationship with the faculty senates at UAB and UAH continues to grow. We met at the most recent Board of Trustees meeting in Huntsville. Chancellor Hayes addressed this group and emphasized his desire to see the three senates working together. The discussion at this meeting explored these possibilities, including a system-wide daycare and partnerships with faculty from the three campuses. What began as a thought a couple of years ago, bringing these three groups together, is blossoming into what looks like to be a very exciting and rewarding endeavor. On our home campus, we have been very busy. You likely know what was previously known as Magnolia Drive is now Judy Bonner Drive. What you may not know is this was proposed as a resolution to the Board of Directors from the Faculty Senate. We are proud that Dr. Bonner, the first female president at the University of Alabama, has been recognized in this fashion. If you are familiar with her history at the university, it literally begins at one end of the street and ends at the other. So we found this way of recognizing her particularly fitting. And now, an update on the faculty handbook, because I know you were waiting for it since 1997. The committee, seriously, the committee working on this has been meeting regularly with a typical meeting lasting about 3 hours. And yes, we are nearing the finish line. The biggest challenge has been updating the mediation and grievance information and procedures. This has recently been completed and is currently waiting to be approved by the Senate before moving forward, incorporating it into the handbook. While we are updating this information, we are also making it a bit more user-friendly with the inclusion of links to information rather than pages of cumbersome reading to wade through. Other projects that were addressed by the Senate include proofing and shepherding the Senate-approved NTRC documents and syllabus policy, drafting and seeing Senate approval of a new Professor Emeritus policy, reviewing priority registration policy for ODS students. Along with the Registrar's Office, we examined how the undergraduate catalog was being archived and how to make the PDF version of the active catalog more accessible. One of our subcommittees, Community Affairs, has been renamed Community and Legislative Affairs to recognize the inclusion of the legislative activity that impacts our community. We recently hosted a legislative reception in a Q&A with legislators and faculty senators. Among others, Representative Bill Poole and Senator Gerald Allen shared some of their time when they weren't in Montgomery. We are exploring the options when we're trying to enforce the campus no smoking policy. That's a challenge. We're addressing faculty concerns with the contract requested by medical centers for the prescription of controlled substances. We're reviewing the family leave policy. We're working on looking at the policies on email use of cell phones and a new website and platform design. And we're exploring the changes that were possibly happening in the retirement system of Alabama. We are working on creating a nonprofit SANE program that stands for Sexual Assault Nurse Examiner. You may have heard about this on other campuses. And a new idea that just came up, we are looking into starting something called a Heads Up Awareness campaign. It's geared to make students and others aware of the dangers of being too engaged in the technical toys when they're walking, biking, or otherwise traveling across campus. This has become a pretty important issue. And along with the health and safety, looking at healthier vending machine options. This has been a complaint that's come up recently. We need some of this. So as a Senate, we've had many accomplishments this past year, and we look forward to many more in the year ahead. We are interested in helping Chancellor Hayes in his quest to see the 3 campuses in the UA system working together. We are always working towards the betterment of our UA family of faculty, staff, and students, and will continue to do so as we keep the 4 pillars of President Bell's strategic plan as a map to do this. Faculty Senate meetings are open to the public, and we invite you to attend. Our website will tell you when, typically the 3rd Tuesday of the month, and where those meetings take place, as well as who the speaker will be. Minutes from previous meetings can also be found on the website. If you're not able to attend but have a concern that you would like to see addressed, please email me. We look forward to continued faculty interest and participation in our Senate. Thank you, and roll Tide.
Hello, I'm Robert Baxter, Professional Staff Assembly President, and I work in the Division of Financial Affairs IT. Good afternoon, faculty, staff, students, and community members. Thank you, Dr. Bell, on behalf of the Professional Staff Assembly for allowing us an opportunity to speak today. I am pleased to report on the accomplishments and future projects for the Professional Staff Assembly. It is my honor to serve as the president of the Professional Staff Assembly for the 2017-2018 year. Our assembly consists of 94 elected members of the University of Alabama professional staff from all areas of our university. Our members serve on 7 PSA committees and 17 standing committees on campus, including the Faculty Senate and Office Clerical Technical Staff Assembly. This provides for our assembly members' commitment to address the needs of staff, listen to concerns, and share knowledge to the professional staff on campus. Our goal is to collectively, as a group, move the University of Alabama forward with our continued success as an educational institution that attracts the best and brightest staff, faculty, and students. During the past year, our Professional Staff Assembly has accomplished several initiatives. Our Election and Nominations Committee, co-chaired by Corey Perdue and Holly Groff, finished the year with our 2017 PSA nominations and election process. The 2017 PSA elections concluded with the electing of 65 members from 85 nominations for the 21 divisions with open seats. The Communications Committee, chaired by Rebecca Rowan, worked to determine an accurate count of professional staff on campus by division. This provides accurate representation of each division within the PSA. The collected information was also useful with our nominations, an election process that produced a record number of 499 professional staff votes cast. That data will also allow the Communications Committee to provide regular PSA updates to all professional staff at UA in the upcoming year. Our Service and Outreach Committee, co-chaired by Daphne Wright and Julie Elmore, finished strong in the fall. The committee collected 550 codes for Tuscaloosa Police Department and temporary emergency services. This was an increase of 350 coats over the previous year. PSA also collected 500 pairs of shoes for Furry Friends charity. Through this committee, PSA was able to raise close to $2,000 for the Brewer Porch Children's Center to provide gift cards for the Holiday Project fundraiser. Our assembly members are currently providing Easter activities to children at Brewer Porch this afternoon. As a future project, PSA is working with Habitat for Humanity to set a schedule for a build day in early fall. Next month, in the May meeting, the PSA year culminates with the presentation of the Outstanding Professional Award led by Amy Lepard, Chair for the Professional Development Committee. PSA will present the award to 2 professional staff members nominated by supervisors and colleagues for their exceptional performance in going beyond, bringing out the best in others, offering innovative ideas, and creating conditions for success. In addition, as a previous nominee for this award, it is gratifying to know your supervisors and colleagues recognize and appreciate your work and effort. PSA will announce this year's Outstanding Professional Award recipients May 18th at our General Assembly. PSA meetings are always open to the UA community, and you are welcome to join. Our Staff Life Committee, chaired by Danielle Clark, led the discussion about pending FLSA changes and the impact it would potentially have on current professional staff and the membership of the PSA. The committee also reviewed staff benefits and potential changes that will better meet professional staff needs. These topics are both important and continuous discussions for the PSA. Our past president, Del Hargraves, and myself served on search committees to assist the University of Alabama in hiring our new Vice President, Associate Provost for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, and the Executive Vice President and Provost. One of our great accomplishments this year occurred at our January General Assembly meeting. Holly Groff read aloud a PSA diversity and inclusion resolution, of which she took the lead in drafting. The resolution reaffirms our support to a diverse campus environment that provides an inclusive community for all. Our resolution endeavors to support, promote, and advance inclusion on our campus through our programming, work, and outreach. The PSA unanimously voted in the resolution. This resolution, as well as many other PSA documents, is available on our PSA website at psa.ua.edu. I want to thank the PSA officers and each of the committee chairs for their leadership and commitment they have shown for the PSA. I'm very proud of the work our membership has done this past year for the professional staff at UA. The PSA will continue to build on our previous accomplishments moving into the 2017-2018 year. On behalf of the PSA members, I would like to thank Dr. Bell and Dr. Gilbert for their continued generous support of our organization. I look forward to my term as president and appreciate the opportunity to address you today. Thank you, and roll tide.
Good afternoon. My name is Jessie Richardson. I am the president of the Office Clerical and Technical Staff Assembly. We represent the Office Clerical and Technical Staff of the University of Alabama and serve as an advisory and policy referral organization to administration. We have 4 committees to address the concerns of staff. That includes our Public Relations Committee, Staff Life, Professional Development, and Service and Outreach. We also have representatives on the university Section 1 committees. For the 2016-2017 year, the Communications and Public Relations Committee compiled our first year in review document, highlighting our guest speakers, special projects, and accomplishments for the 2015-2016 year, and we will continue to do so annually each summer. The Staff Life Committee has continued to review policies that affect our staff and has worked closely with Human Resources as well as other departments to be the voice for our representatives, with some change to be seen in the upcoming months. The Service and Outreach Committee has assisted with donations for Tuscaloosa Metro Animal Shelter, the Beat Auburn Beat Hunger campaign, and Alabama Reach. We participated in a local chili cook-off, which they're very, very serious about chili, much more so than we knew, and we volunteered time at the University Arboretum. An upcoming event for next year will be the adoption of a section of University Boulevard near Exit 79 as part of Alabama Adopt a Mile program. Our Professional Development Committee worked with Human Resources to review and provide feedback on current university courses available through Skillport, and make recommendations for other useful offerings for OCT staff. Additionally, that committee coordinates our Outstanding Staff Award that's presented annually to 2 office clerical and technical staff members to recognize exceptional job performance and a strong spirit of service. This year's ceremony will be on Tuesday, May 9th at 3 p.m. in Gorgas 205. Finally, as a special note, this month marks our 5th year anniversary as an assembly, and we now have 60 members. We are up 40% since September 2016, and we are very pleased to represent a portion of the university staff and look forward to a great 2017-2018 year. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Excuse me. My name is Jared Hunter, and I am humbled and excited to serve as this year's SGA president. Today, I have the pleasure of working with a host of incredible administrators like Dr. Bell, Dr. Grady, and Dr. Whitaker, along with collaborating with the brightest students from all walks of life and all backgrounds here on campus. Thinking back to just this time last year, I couldn't have dreamed that I would be in a room with so many talented, amazing, and important people, let alone that I would be speaking as this year's SGA president. In fact, at this point in my senior year of high school, I didn't believe I'd be at the capstone at all. I'd like to take you all back 3 years to a small school in Montgomery, Alabama, when and where I was preparing to graduate. And although I was preparing, I might as well have been a freshman on his first day of high school. To say I was naive was an understatement. I didn't believe any students could actually be drinking, and there was no way that their parents were allowing them to party. I would stay at home and play Mario Kart with my sister, where the real fun was at. And when it came to colleges, I was no different. I remember thinking, I'm definitely going to Georgetown. DC is going to be so much fun. While my parents, always the more conscientious and level-headed influences in my life, remained more reasonable, my heart was set on starting fall 2014 as a Bulldog in our nation's capital. Surprisingly, I got home from school on April 14th, to numerous letters and a small magazine from Georgetown belaying my acceptance. I was elated. Unsurprisingly, one of the included letters explained that I had been denied for financial aid and that tuition was an estimated $67,000. I was crushed. And not just crushed, but faced with an ultimatum. Matriculate at Georgetown and incur overwhelming student debt, or attend Alabama on scholarship. And while difficult, I think it's pretty apparent the decision I made and how incredible of a choice it was. While my story is unique to me, it's one that reverberates across this campus. All three of my freshman roommates in Ridgecrest South were swayed to the capstone because of scholarships. I know students from Alaska, Hawaii, and even Vietnam that are proud to scream "Roll Tide" at football games and rock crimson and white wherever they go. The efforts of our administration to increase the student body are clearly working, with the university at its largest in both student body and geographical representation. And as more students come to Tuscaloosa to attend the flagship university of our state, it is a responsibility of our Student Government Association to actively work to meet those students' needs and wants. Since its founding in 1914, the Student Government Association has worked as the preeminent student-led organization with a simple calling: students serving students. Our SGA has introduced programs from Parking Partner, an online application that allows students to find the parking pass best fit for their schedule, to establishing student organization seating in Bryant-Denny for football games. No other student-led organization on campus has the overreaching influence and tangible potential like Alabama's SGA. However, over the years, SGA has experienced some lows. Many students remained unconcerned, apathetic, or even disillusioned to the Student Government Association and the impact it has on campus. During the campaign, even when controversy began to swirl, many students remained uninvolved and unaware of what was happening. On Election Day, numerous students didn't even realize a race was occurring, let alone that March 7th was in fact the day to vote. Things have to change, and that change begins with SGA. As president, I am the head representative of the student body, and I have to and will work to fulfill that calling. I want every student to be influenced by the ideas and initiatives of our Student Government Association. And I'm pleased to announce that I, along with our executive council, have already begun working to put the action back in SGA. I've had the pleasure to begin collaborating with the Alabama Panhellenic Association, the Interfraternal Council, and the National Panhellenic Council on raising money to start an SGA trust fund for the Counseling Center, bolstering the funds our head department regarding mental health care and services has at its disposal. Since last November, SGA has been in collaboration with Bama Dining in implementing a mobile ordering application for all on-campus dining locations that I'm happy to announce has already begun to work here on campus. I've been in continued contact with the head representative of Men Can Stop Rape, a startup out of Washington, D.C. that has developed a sexual assault prevention app that I want to see brought to the capstone. Meetings have been scheduled to discuss expanding Dining Dollars acceptance to more restaurants in Tuscaloosa, even including the food trucks we now have on campus. And the Executive Council has already begun working on the block seating process for the upcoming football season, a program being effortlessly led by our Vice President of Student Affairs, Molly Gillis. There's even momentum behind a resolution that would establish a doggy daycare for students with pets to have somewhere to leave their favorite four-legged friends. Very exciting for students, although I'm not sure how much Dr. Bell and Dr. Grady will like the idea of dogs running around the FERC. But there's much more to do, and I realize this. The university is close to selecting a chief diversity officer, yet inequity still exists for minority students on campus. Some students don't feel as if their voices are being heard or that there's a lack of representation on campus. Conversations abound about the need to change the names of buildings and what it means to be an inclusive learning environment. I, along with the Student Government Association, hear these concerns and will work diligently to represent all students on campus, regardless of affiliation or background. This university is so special to so many, and I'm excited to serve all of campus this upcoming year. With more Goldwater scholars than Harvard, There is so much talent, intelligence, tradition, and love that emanates across this campus, and I look forward to representing all of what makes Alabama the flagship university of the state. I know filling this role won't be easy. Inexplicable stress, pressure, and exhaustion will undoubtedly serve as obstacles for me and the council over this upcoming year. However, I am incredibly honored to serve in this position and look forward to impacting the lives of every student on campus during my tenure. This year, we will put the action back in SGA, and I hope you are eager and excited to see the upcoming changes that we will make over these months. Once again, thank you so much for allowing me to be here. God bless this university, and Roll Tide.
Thank you, Jared. Thank you, each of our assemblies for speaking today, but most of all, what you do for this university. Is exciting to have you here and in the leadership that you provide. To everyone, thank you all for coming out again this afternoon. I appreciate your attendance and your enthusiasm to hear from our leaders that we've heard from, and also to allow me to share a little bit about our accomplishments this past year, as well as the sights we have set for the upcoming year. I would be remiss during my introductions. I did not introduce my wife, Susan. Susan, please stand. It has been almost 2 years since Susan and I returned to the campus, and we are more excited than we have ever been to be at the University of Alabama, to be working with such a great group of colleagues, to dream where we're going, and then more importantly, to make sure we have the energy and the drive to get there. We have made some remarkable advancements this year, achievements by our students, by our faculty, by our staff, both recognitions at the state level, at national level, and even international recognitions. This year, the University of Alabama has again been recognized as one of the top 50 programs universities by U.S. News and World Report. This distinction we've now held for more than a decade, and that's something to be proud of. Our strong academic programs continue to attract great students like Jared, and those rankings continue to improve and to impress people across the U.S. Just a few weeks ago, the new law school rankings came out, and our law school was ranked number 9th, improving from number 10th the year before. Our public relations program continues to be ranked in the top 5, and our university ranks number 4 in the nation as a veteran-friendly university. Our School of Accountancy is ranked 8th for undergraduate programs and 9th for its doctoral programs. Our Hospitality and Hotel Management School is ranked 9th in the nation. Our online business master's program is 14th, and our library and information studies program is 25th among public universities, and I could go on. The point is that our strong academic programs continue to attract more and more great students. As I travel across the U.S. and talk with students group, I tell them the number one thing to remember is surround yourselves with great students. And there is no other university that has as good of a record as the University of Alabama. This past year, we had 152 National Merit students. We ranked 3rd in the nation among all public universities for the number of National Merit students. And on we could go. This fall, we welcomed 37,665 overall students at the university with 7,559 freshmen. As of this morning, we had 38,167 applications for next fall. We have just over 7,200 of those applications of the students who had already been admitted that have now filed and paid their housing deposit to be here next fall. That puts us neck and neck with last year, which was a record number for all years at the university. And while our numbers continue to grow, again, our academic credentials are even more important and more impressive. This year we had more than 30% of our incoming freshmen who had greater than a 4.0 GPA, and we had just over 40% of those that had a 30 or higher on their ACT, remembering that that a 30 on the ACT is the 95th percentile. Almost half of our incoming freshmen score in the top 5% of all students in the nation taking the ACT. That's pretty impressive. Friday, 2 weeks ago, and Jared mentioned this, we had 4 students named as Goldwater Scholars again this year. Just so you know, an institution can only receive 4 in any one year. We remain number 1 in the nation among all publics and privates, and yes, Harvard is still number 2. We track them, make sure they do well. Recruiting these students to come to Alabama and keeping them here is certainly a very competitive process, and it's one that requires each of us within our individual jobs and our individual missions to be a part of that. And whether that's in recruiting them, whether that's in helping them through the services that we provide, or whether that's in the classroom and helping them through their learning processes, we must all work to recruit and retain these great students so that they can graduate from the University of Alabama. Certainly, as I walk across the campus each day, I'm reminded that one thing that helps us do that is our beautiful campus and our facilities, and I know many of you are responsible for helping us to maintain those. Thank you for what you do. We know that students need great places to live. They need to have great places to learn, great places to study, to work out, and great places to just enjoy, and this campus provides that. This past Monday, as I was walking across campus, I was speaking to a group of National Merit students here in the Ferguson Center and was headed back to my office. I ran across a family, and it's not an uncommon sight to see looking at a map, and usually you can say, aha, can I help you? And they were looking for Burke Hall, and I said, well, I'm headed sort of in that direction. Let me walk with you for a ways, and then I'll give you the last a couple of blocks of instruction. But as I walked with them to the building, the father and the mother could not avoid the beauty of our campus, and it was clear that the daughter, who is an already admitted freshman for next year, was wishing that it was already August, and that mom and dad were gone, and that she was in classes. Another out-of-state father and daughter were walking on the sidewalk as I was going home Monday evening, and I stopped and chatted with them a while. She was also an admitted student looking to major in math and music. She also plays the cello, and her father is a physicist, again, an out-of-state student, and he told me that, well, today he was just the driver. But she, too, was clearly excited about the opportunities she saw at the University of Alabama and all the help that they had received while they were visiting our campus. Each of us plays a role in that. Of course, our facilities, as we grow our facilities, we also have growing pains. University Boulevard. Well, we have begun phase 2 of that construction project, and it will be completed by August of this year. We started a little bit earlier because we have a little bit further to go. But again, this project will continue that look and feel of the phase 1 that we completed last year, which is fabulous. So it'll have the center plantings, it'll have the additional sidewalks, it'll have a new bike lane, all of those amenities that we've enjoyed from the phase 1. And again, those will be completed by August. We also recently broke ground, and several of you all were there, for our new adapted athletics program, our building. It's a huge step forward for our students who participate both in competitive as well as non-competitive adaptive sports. That includes men and women's wheelchair basketball, adapted golf, wheelchair tennis, para-rowing, and adapted track and field. We are one of only 12 universities in the nation who offer these programs, and we are, to our knowledge, the only university that will offer a dedicated space for those student athletes. You may have heard just last month our women's wheelchair basketball team won their 5th national championship at the University of Wisconsin. These students are amazing, certainly on the court, in the field, but also in our classrooms as I have visited with them. Thank you. Thank you. And I know many of you are involved in renovation projects. We have renovations underway in Little Hall, in Comer Hall, in Russell Hall, and many others. And I know that those of you who are call those halls your home, you are anxious for their completion. We are anxious for you for their completions. We also have 2 residence halls that are under design and construction. We have 2 new sorority homes that are also being built. We also have a new dining facility, which will be located directly behind the new North Lawn classroom building, and that is under design and construction. Last month, we opened the Vulcan Value Partners Research Library and Trading Room, thanks to a generous $3 million gift from President Cabinet Member C.T. Fitzpatrick and his wife Kelly. It will provide the College of Commerce students with real-world investing experience by allowing them to actually make live trades here on campus. And we're on our way to raising money for the new Performing Arts Academic Center to be built on the Bryce property. The steering committee recently had its first meeting, and we are excited about this facility. If you have not had a chance to check that out, look online. There's a great landing page that will have some pictures and some renderings for that new facility, and we're very excited about that. All of these initiatives, all the accolades that I've covered, tie into the 4 pillars of our strategic plan, and we talked about that at length last fall. It is advancing our flagship, and hopefully you have had a chance to go in and look at that, but quickly the 4 pillars are providing a premier undergraduate and graduate experience that offers global perspective to our students, to increasing our productivity in innovative research, scholarship, and creative activities, to enhancing our learning and work environment by providing an accepting and inclusive environment for our students, for our faculty, and for our staff. And lastly, to enhance the recruitment and retention of outstanding faculty and staff on our campus. Supporting all of these pillars are the investments we're making in our faculty, and there's many other strategies. But we are now well into adding more than 300 new faculty positions on our campus. We are targeting both newly minted faculty and faculty with established records of excellence in areas that will bolster our achievement. Counting replacement hires, we are currently searching for next fall 116 tenure-track faculty positions. Over the next 4 years, we will complete our investments that will touch all aspects of our plan. We are focusing on creating interdisciplinary approaches to address national and worldwide challenges as we develop research that has an impact on our campus and on our globe. At our February Board of Trustees meeting, we proposed and had approved 3 research institutes for water, transportation, and life research. The Alabama Water Institute is leveraging strengths that we have in water, remote sensing, and disaster management research at the university, and will facilitate synergies around these areas. Our Alabama Transportation Initiative will lead the way in how we think about the future of transportation in our state and nation. It will serve as a planning, research, and policy resource for transportation. We are doing this by linking several existing transportation centers that are already on our campus, as well as adding a new center that's focused on policy and planning and responding to a request from our state to provide help in planning our transportation and developing our transportation infrastructure in Alabama. Our new Life Research Institute will use basic and applied research to improve life and to address issues across the span of life. We're also investing in cybersecurity and many other areas on our campus. So why does all of this matter? Because each of these issues and many others directly address the quality of our lives. Solution to these challenges face to stand and impact one another in each of us. As we look to grow our graduate programs, these initiatives and others will provide rallying points to stimulate our conversations on how to build those programs and to build momentum. So this is the work that we are passionate about. It is our enduring footprint as a university as we educate and mentor tomorrow's researchers, scholars, teachers, leaders, and more, and investing in a better future for all of us through their innovative research and discovery. In January, I was also pleased to introduce Greg Byrne as our new athletic director who joined us from the University of Arizona. And we appreciate the commitment that he has made to our leadership team. I also want to thank Bill Battle and Mary for his remarkable work over the last 4 years. If you don't know, Bill came out of retirement, and he was quite happy there, to serve the University of Alabama for the last 4 years, and he did it with such outstanding accomplishment and distinction. All of us are continuing to focus on our student success and the well-being of our students. Nationally, if you have been paying attention to many of the different venues of higher education, you know that substance abuse and mental health issues are at the forefront of the challenges that we have. This past fall, we brought in a number of national experts as consultants to come in and evaluate the support programs that we have on the university and to help us identify new approaches and new programs for our campus. From them, we heard many praises, but we also asked them, don't just give us praises. Help us glean how we can be better, because we certainly have additional challenges we need to address. As a result of that, there's a number of initiatives that we have taken. First of all, we're adding new information sessions at new student orientations for parents and students to address substance abuse and mental health. We are adding staff and counselors for our support programs to work with students who need that help. We are restructuring several of our support functions in our student and well-being area, like our IMPACT and our CRC programs. And we're providing new director leadership that will help drive those programs and success in those programs. The bottom line in all of this is that we are committed at the University of Alabama to develop one of the nation's premier collegiate behavioral health and well-being programs for our students. So as we progress through our strategic plan and our dreams for the university, I'm proud to be working with each of you, with each of your groups. We have much work to do, but we've also accomplished much this year. So I think it's okay for us to reflect on the accomplishments of this year, but we do need, with great passion and energy, to be ready to, as Jared said, move forward aggressively in the next year to address these challenges. It's an exciting time to be at the University of Alabama. I'm certainly proud of the work that each of you are doing. I'm also proud to be a part of this university, to serve along your side. I know with the work that we've heard today and the dreams and the work that our strategic planning committee laid before us, that the very best days and the most exciting days lie ahead for us at the University of Alabama. Thank you again for everything that you do, and Roll Tide. The end of the semester is coming fast. Let's get ready. Thank you.